We haven't seen a great deal of new development this month. Many of the usual developers have been busy updating for version 9 or on holiday and such. So we're taking the opportunity to present our pick of add-ons that can help you get started in developing for Concrete. Now, everything these add-ons do you can also do by hand or in other ways, so they're by no means compulsory. You can use these add-ons actively in your development workflow or as a learning resource, all depending on your experience and preference. Let's start with developing a theme. Many developers like to start with Concrete's core elemental theme. It's solid, follows best practice and has plenty to go round, but modifying elemental directly in the Concrete directly is definitely not a good thing to do. Your changes get lost next time you update the core, and you don't have a pure elemental to swap back to as a diagnostic. With that in mind, you need to make a copy, and Mr. K. Dilkington created the theme Clonemental as a starting point for this, a free and ready package clone of the core elemental theme. You install Clonemental and then build out from that. Now, to make it even easier, Nour, my colleague in the PRB, created Elemental Cloner. This is an add-on where you fill in the name for your new theme and package, click a button and it creates a fresh clone of Elemental, all packaged up, ready to go. All you need to do is to start styling and modifying the templates and that. And a nice extra is you have the option of copying the Google fonts directly into the clone. So this can be really good for intranets where Google isn't accessible, or for GDPR in some situations. The next thing you might want to do is add a bit of JavaScript onto a page. Now, just about every web service available provides a basic script integration with the simple instructions: paste this into your HTML. With some JavaScript that you don't really understand and take on faith. Now, the really obvious but also really dumb thing to do here is to add that into an HTML block. Even without any copying mistakes, such scripts often interfere with the page, and especially they can block you from getting back into edit mode. A simple and much more reliable solution is to use the script output block. This add-on was developed by Masuva and it's $15 in the marketplace, and it's also MIT licensed on GitHub. What you do is paste your script into the block edit dialog, and the block then adds it to the page. In edit mode, only a placeholder is shown, so in this case it would show third-party scripts as a bit of text on the page in edit mode. Options are that you can put the script in the header or inline or in the footer of the page, and whilst it's called script output, you can put anything in these areas, including HTML and meta tags and styles and things. So it's a really useful block. Moving on, whilst many sites can be built completely from the core blocks with one or two marketplace blocks, every now and then you find a need for a custom block type. And the champion of this is a suite of tools by Raymond Leenders. The first of Raymond's add-ons are Block Designer and Block Designer Pro. And the idea here is, rather than creating an edited blocks code by hand, you fill in a dialog in the dashboard describing the edit fields your block needs, click a button, and it creates all the basic code for the block. You then edit the block view to create the finer points of your design, but a lot of the work has already been done for you. Block Designer Pro builds on Block Designer with things like repeating groups of fields, so you can use it for building lists in an edit dialog that are then output onto the page. An alternative way of doing the same thing is also by Raymond, and it's called Block Developer. This takes a more developer oriented approach. If we have a look at some input to Block Developer, with Block Developer you describe a block using a PHP data structure, then instruct Block Developer to process that data structure to create the block. So it's more suited to experienced developers. And finally, all these blocks are created in the application area of a site, and if you want the convenience of distributing them in a package, Raymond's created a package designer. Package designer is the next step in the process. It creates all the boilerplate for a package and optionally moves blocks from application into that package. In the marketplace, Block Designer is $35, then you can extend it with Block Designer Pro for another $65, or alternatively Block Developer is altogether $109. Then for Package Developer, that's a further $20. Well, that's it from me, so I'll now pass you over to Nour for some more add-ons to help you get started in developing concrete sites.
Thank you, John. Hello, everybody. Well, let's start with one of John's own package families. So the Package Magic family is a group of 3 packages: the starter version, the full version, and the PRB version. The starter version helps you upload and install packages easily when you don't have access to the community or want to upload custom packages. So you won't need to use FTP or SSH anymore. Just upload your zip file from the dashboard and you're good to go. It will even check if the package is valid. Where it becomes really interesting is with the full version that lets you use many more sources for your packages. You'll be able to load them from or save them to any FTP, URL, the file manager, you name it. So if you want, for instance, to grab a package from GitHub or save a package to another website right from the dashboard, you can. And then you get a whole bunch of build tools. You can check your packages for errors, for invalid code, validate your CSS and JavaScript, view translation strings, too many to list. The last one, the PRB package, lets you fetch packages directly from the PRB, so it's only for PRB members. The starter version retails for $30, the full version for $80, and as usual with John, you get a discount. The second tool is the marketplace linter, so not a marketplace package per se. It's another great way to check your code against a list of Concrete CMS best practice. As soon as you submit a package or a theme to the marketplace, a bunch of checks will run and you'll know instantly if your package breaks any Concrete CMS rule. You'll be alerted if your namespacing is not correct, if you forgot any exec or die statement, or if your files don't parse correctly, among many others. But please be responsible with this one. We don't really want to work our way through a bunch of packages that were only submitted to run them through the linter, so maybe notify us first. The next package is the Entity Designer by Fabian Bieter. So you may know or not that, but Concrete CMS uses Doctrine under the hood for database interaction. And let's be honest, designing entities and a bunch of forms and views to go with them quickly gets old. Like soul-suckingly old, if that's even an expression. So Fabian Bieter developed this soul and time saving package that lets you design your entities through a simple dashboard form, and then it generates everything you need. The entity itself, the forms to add and edit records, and list view blocks, and everything you need. The generated code looks great, and you can expand on it with ease to add anything missing or out of the box. It costs $150. Last but not least, the Speed Analyzer by developer A3020. If your website is slow, this package can help you find out why. It gathers information about how fast a page is rendered and gives you details about the process. You'll get information on how many database queries were executed, in how long, how much time did specific events take, what block was it that ran those events, and it presents it all in an easy-to-use interactive way so you can quickly identify bottlenecks in your code. This is an invaluable tool for sure, but one word warning though. This package was great so far, but it's not supported anymore, so it might eventually stop working, especially with Concrete 9 coming. However, it is available on GitHub, so feel totally free to help keeping it in working condition. It's free. And that's it for today. Thank you.